So you guys been wanting me to change the theme song sound quality, but I'm gonna keep the same song. So here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Just how she plays them, and she does that. She does it with the cat. Does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. Hopefully that fixed the audio. Crazy Cat does not own any of these pictures or books or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational purposes, so the people who watch them learn a little bit something when they do it. Hopefully that fixed the audio. I only did all those years ago. No, I don't want to do this. I'm scared of this thing. Please move it. Hi everyone, Martha here. So I picked this week for my movie review, Meet the Robinsons. I haven't watched this movie in a while, so that's why I picked it. And it's one of the few Disney movies I got to see in theaters when it first came out. So I wanted to watch it again after a while. And yep, this one's kind of a bit underrated out there. So this movie is about a boy named Lewis who wants to get adopted and possibly meet his mom, because he's had adoptions of like 20 over 150 times. Then he gets an idea to go and meet his mom. He decides to invent a memory machine that help him find out where his mom is and what his mom looks like. And he decides to do it for the science machine. I noticed that on his wall and on his clock he has two different scientists. He has Albert Einstein and Neil Tesla. So I did like that detail, him doing that, because usually when you're a scientist, you have heroes out there like that. And when he gets there, you look for clues of what's gonna happen soon. Like you meets his own future foster mom. He meets his future wife here, and also his future son and his roommate. Because you find out later on that, I think this is the second time, this came out 3 years before that movie, because a lot of people don't like to switch the twist villains out there. But I think there's a few times where it actually works in Disney, and that where the villain is actually good. I think this time, Warwick and King Candy. Those are the two times that were good, and it actually goes with the storyline of it. Because Mr. the baller hat guy we find out later on is Goop, his roommate, because he did not catch the ball, and even let the entire fact that he did not catch the ball roll his entire life. Instead of trying to figure out how to fix it, he literally could not move forward, which is like the motto on this movie. So when the hat Doris wrecks Lewis's science project, he runs up there and starts tearing up his notebook, and he meets Wilbert. Well, where are you at, Wilbert? Trying to tell him to not mess up. But here's Robot Wilbert's trying to show him the future. And I like the little Easter egg here. Is because if you go to Disneyland, there's a little park that called Tomorrowland, and this is technically the future. So this world's called Todayland. So I did like that a little bit of jokes there, and there of it. And when you says, well, why don't I just go meet my mom in this thing instead of go back to fix that thing? The only reason make that machine so I can find out where my mom is. And then breaking the time machine. And he says, I'm so dead. And I'm supposed to even look at this dumb thing. So he says, you fix it. And he makes Robert go and meet his mom. Afterwards, and we tell if he fixes it. And while that's going on, the bowler hat guy, Goop, takes Lewis's invention to a place to where you like discover inventions and wants to sell Lewis's invention as his, so you can ruin Lewis's life, get back at him. But really, and Doris wants to use it so she can take over the world here after this. So, because she's just using Goop. But apparently Goop doesn't know how to turn on, so because he does not think things through. He just comes to an idea and does not think about what will happen later on. He even has checklists. So they decided to go back to where his timeline is, and also he also bumps into Goop and tries to make sure he turns into him by telling him, "Don't let it go," even before "let it go" is an actual thing. Cue Elsa. And so we have like two bit of people playing here, and this we find out that Lewis looks like Tom Selleck. Well, the reason why they made Sue that when they named the big family tree after he meets everybody, it's because Tom Selleck ends up playing his older self. And also one of his family members is played by Adam West. Rest in peace, Batman. And he's a pizza delivery boy, but he uses a spaceship. So, and two things that Adam Bowler Hat does here. He takes over one of Lewis's wife's frogs, so we can try to get them to retrieve Lewis, but that does not work because he has there's a bunch of people over there, and I have big hands. I don't think this was quite thought of, so he decides to go and get a T-Rex. And that does not work very well either, because he has a big head. He's a big head and little arms. I don't think this has been quite thought of, master. So, and the family has to work together in order to save Lewis from the T-Rex. And Wilbur ends up knocking off the little Doris hat from him, and this is when the Robinsons decided to adopt him. But the time to spill the beans and tell everybody that is your future husband / son. So by taking off the hat, and oh yeah, there is on her thing with her peanut butter and jelly invention. It's like it symbols like he can't ever get it right, because how many times did it take Edison, the one who invented who supposedly invented the light bulb, to do it? A lot, like probably like over 122. So it takes a while for you to get an invention just right. So, and they try to tell him that you don't ever learn anything from your succession, you always learn from your failures. So yeah. After that, he gets kidnapped by the bowler hat guy. The bowler hat guy tells him everything, that he's his roommate, and that he is the one who ends up inventing all these inventions, and it's Robo's fault because he left the door, the garage door unlocked, and he stole it and would go off and leave and try to decide his invention off of himself. And then Wilbur tries to save his dad after he finds out the truth. After Lewis found out the truth, and gets mad at him for not leaving the door unlocked, locking the door. And then the the science project gets taken away from by Doris and decides to make a bowler hat future, basically where when Doris is in charge and like every single thing is shaped like a bowler hat. I like that. It's a cool detail. That stupid window. So, and after he realizes, why did I ever invent that stupid hat? And decides to fix that. When he gets back to the past, he says, I will never invent you. And Racy and the whole entire bowler hat future. And Goop finds out that what he did was wrong, and now we don't know now he says he's gonna decide what to do. And they go back to the past so he can actually after he meets this himself and make sure he keeps moving forward and decides to do the invention again. And his older self, you're a pretty smart kid, and tells his future parents, I can't wait to meet you. And Wilbur takes him back to where his mom drops him off, but he can't do it because he realizes here he has a great family. And if you listen to like the very beginning of the movie, when this scene's like there's you can hear Lewis slip in the background, so they kind of has always been there, so that's a cool detail they add there. And then he goes back to the past and has his mom, his foster mom, show the day that she married to her dad, to his foster dad, and they pick him up and decide to adopt him because he is a lot like, he looks like a Cornelius instead. That's like a good way to for Lewis not to figure out, oh wait, that's my older self. The fact they have two different names. So yeah. And then Goop gets adopted, and also he catches the ball, so he doesn't turn into the polar guy. And then the movie ends. And so what do I think of this movie? This movie's fine. I think it was originally a book. What was it called? I never read this book. It's a adaptation a day with Wilbert Robertson. So yeah. And this movie was directed by Stephen Anderson, and this movie came out March 30th, 2027. It's almost 20 years old, and 2 more years. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, probably gonna give this one like a 7 out of 10. We don't really see, this movie's not really talked about sadly anymore that much. But I just wanted to pick one that I haven't seen in a while. So if you guys enjoyed this, like 90 if you guys are not subscribed to my video, subscribe to my, doesn't cost you anything. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.